Take it away.
All right, Exchange episode number 3, and here we. I'm excited for tomorrow. We have a guest. It's gonna be our first guest on the Exchange, and I got. Like I said to you yesterday, I have another 2 more lined up. So I think we're gonna probably hit that 4 Q&A and 1 interview / Q&A with somebody else
For next week.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
All right, to the questions.
All right. The theme for today somewhat is about risk taking.
Okay.
But there's a smattering of questions here.
It was the dices, man.
I know, right? All right. Question number 1 is from Charles.
Mm-hmm.
So I have finally got to the point people are starting to hound me about franchising my business. I own a mid-sized accounting firm. We mostly work with high net worth individuals. What are some of the pros and cons of franchising?
So what's his name?
Charles.
Charles, I don't know much about franchising, so I can't really answer this one. But I've talked to a few people that actually franchised businesses, and what they were saying, let's just make it easier. Let's say somebody franchises a restaurant. Now, one of your focuses on this restaurant would be, and this is one of the examples I got from this person was, okay, it's a pizza joint, right, or sandwich place, and then they go and go to one of their locations, right, where franchisor has it. They go in there and they're actually making samosas in there. So the smell of samosas are different than pizza smell or sandwich smell, right? And it triggers people differently. Yeah, like I don't want to, if I'm craving pizza, I'm going to a pizza place, I'm smelling something else, I don't like that, right? So accounting firm, you just got to look at it, whatever your services are, make sure somebody isn't running a massage parlor in the back there or something, right? So those are the things that they have to look for. And shit, it probably happens, man. or whatever, like a painting company or something, or they're they have a cryptocurrency exchange inside the accounting firm. So those things got to be strict. It's not now. It doesn't become running a business. Now it comes to, okay, make sure that the assets that you have in place and the service you have in place are met to your standards, and somebody else isn't bolting on another business to it without you knowing about it.
Would you have concerns about that personally? Like, would you ever franchise out?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I would. But then you need people on the ground, walking around and not just looking at this kind of stuff, but also giving them some type of support and marketing. And I think that this is the whole thing of starting Sideblock. Is when I do purchase businesses, I want to franchise that, and now we will have the internal team to expand on the marketing side, right? But having somebody on the ground that can go in there and say, hey, look, these are the protocols that we have to follow. If it's not followed, then could we yank the franchise from them? And most of the time, that's what happens.
Do you think it's inevitable that at a certain point when a franchise or a brand gets massive, that the quality that you once had reduces? Is that
just down the street from us is a well-known franchise, and we know when we go into that location, it's pretty shitty run, right? Now, is that going to happen when you have a franchise of 2,000 locations across the country? Yeah, you'll probably lose something there, but it's up to the training, it's up to the regional managers and the leader at the end of the day to set that goal.
Okay, moving on.
Yep.
It's from Alex. Thoughts on over delivering when it comes to service in business?
Agreed. Under promise and over deliver is one of the things I learned when I was at Ford, and I still keep that till today. Is just work harder, right? Like, this is what's on the table. This is what I'm going to give you, but plus here's some more. If this is time limit, give them some more time, right? sorry, here's the time limit, and make sure you get it done before that time. Obviously, things gonna happen, but the more value you can give them, the better chance of repeat business.
What about if someone says, "Oh, I give them so much value," and they took that and did it themselves, or they took that and they went to another client?
I'm happy. That happens in my business all the time. But what happens is then they start referring you out. I do something to somebody, I don't close the deal, and they walk away, they go somewhere else. But something will hit them like later on, like, you know what, that Sunil guy really helped me out. And guess what? Sorry, I couldn't help him out, but hey, so and so, go talk to Sunil next. And you don't know until somebody else comes to you and says, hey, look, this person referred me to you. Like, oh, great. You know what? That wasn't a waste of time. That actually worked. Had value.
Can you ever give too much value?
No, I don't think so. Give the whole damn thing away. It'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to die with all this value without sharing it. I think that's cruel to the world. Hence why you're around.
Yeah.
Going to give you all the value.
I'm the Sunil whisperer. I give it give it out to the world.
Yeah, no, I think if somebody passes away without sharing that expertise, I just think that's a bad move.
Mm-hmm. Okay, from Marshall. Would you invest in a health and fitness program when it's not your business? I'm in financial services, but I've had a health fitness subscription for a few months. I like it, but it's pricey. I'm trying to decide if it's a valuable investment into myself or an unnecessary expense.
No, it's a valuable investment. Now, look, if you're investing in a gym and you don't go there, could you cut that and do the same exercise at home? Could you go for a walk? Could you go for a run? If you're spending money on a trainer, you really don't need that trainer anymore. It's not adding value. Then I would say cut it, but don't cut the exercise. I wouldn't cut that out because you need it. You need your body and your mind to be in top shape to have the energy to carry on as a business owner. Look, it's never a waste of money to invest in yourself, and that's what that's what working out and everything else is actually investing in yourself. So to have a clearer mind and a well healthy body will take you further in life.
Personally, would you invest in a personal trainer?
I have.
Would you do it now?
Not right now. I don't have the time to do it. But my thing is like shit. The most boringest thing for me is the damn gym.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand it. Hence, there's a mat here. There's resistant bands, and I try to do as much workout as I can in here, and then after that, go for a walk or a jog. But that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta cut the damn wheat.
The weed?
A wheat. Weed. I never touched drugs in my life.
Just messing with you. I don't know. Get a little rise out of you.
You know what? The more mandatory drug test.
Yeah. I'll be sick tomorrow. So at this point, you say if it's benefiting you and it makes you feel good, go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Even if it's cost some money.
Yeah, but where's you spending the money?
Yeah.
Like, spend that $30 in the gym instead of $30 on a bottle of wine or something. It's makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. From Brandon. What are some of the sacrifices you had to make in your journey of personal development?
Of personal development?
Well, we could just say the whole damn thing, but start off with that.
Yeah, look, I sacrificed family time. I sacrificed vacations and enjoying time with friends, neglected friends. But that's business. What have I sacrificed on personal development? I don't think I sacrificed anything. I've cut a lot of people out of my life, but I don't think I'd sacrifice. I think that's just something I needed to do because it wasn't aligning with what I wanted.
Right.
It wasn't. I wasn't growing. I was, like I always say, I wasn't. I was saving, not serving. And if I'm starting to save and not serve, then it's a good time to exit.
Mm-hmm. Can you recall anything recently where, or even maybe say earlier on, where you miss an activity or you miss doing something that you gave up in order to pursue, consistency?
Plenty of times, man. I remember, like, my ego was blocking me so many times. There's one of DOS programs where it was March and it was February in Vancouver, and it's like February in Vancouver are the worst. It's it's rainy season, it's gray, it's ugly. It's, at least October, November, December, Christmas coming up. Everyone's energized. During this time of the year, everyone's like depressed, back to work, and gray, rainy, and it's just one of those things. And then you had this weekend of like sunshine and like amazing sun. Like, there's no clouds, and you can see the snow on the mountain. Those are the days you just want to go and just hang out, sit in a patio, walk on the seawall and stuff like that. And that weekend I had to go to Daw's program. I didn't want to go. But I had to sacrifice and went, and for my benefit, it worked for me.
It's like almost one day for the rest of your life kind of a thing. Hey?
Yeah, that one weekend for the rest of my life, that was the turning point of everything.
Yeah.
If I didn't go there, I don't know what would happen. Maybe I would have gone a few years later, but who knows.
Okay, moving on. From Matthew. As a business owner, do you care more about leads or followers on your social accounts?
I'm guessing that they mean the numbers of followers on my...
Yeah. Do you care about getting leads or do you care about getting followers?
I don't care about any of them. If I had to pick between those two, I care more about the leads. To me, it's, how much value do I bring people? That's what it comes down to. I don't care about followers. It doesn't really... I'd rather have one person that follows me and listens to me and takes my advice and builds something. I'd rather have that than a million followers that do pretty much nothing, just sit there and BS or whatever. And then leads, obviously leads are great. It's good for business. It's good for maintaining relationships with other businesses. It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Here's one. Would you rather take 1,000 YouTube subscribers, like authentic, engaged YouTube subscribers, or say, 10 or 20 leads with the potential to bring in $10,000?
No, I'll take the 1,000 YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100,000?
100,000 YouTube?
$100,000?
No,
1,000.
YouTube.
1,000 subscribers over 100K?
Oh yeah, any day.
Yeah.
Any day.
Okay. Maybe for someone else starting
Long.
out. Yeah.
I'm thinking long, man. I got another 60 years to go.
Yeah.
My personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna die at 100.
100?
I got
right on the nose?
Yeah, I got 57 left. Yeah, that was pretty close
57?
to it.
So yeah. Okay.
100.
Right.
I don't go over 100. 101 maybe.
101 midnight.
Yeah, 101. So I can have a kid at 60. I'm good.
It's like George Clooney style, man. Pop out a couple of twins.
How old is he?
I don't know. How old. He's
Hey Google, how old is George Clooney?
George Clooney is 58 years old.
Yeah. Well, he's probably 57 when he popped him out, but yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, sorry. This is next question from PJ. How do you prioritize which clients get your attention/effort first? My agency has 33, and some days I don't know where to begin.
They all get my attention. Look, I cut out clients that I don't want to deal with, just because it just doesn't bring me any. If I'm gonna be stressed out dealing with some client, there's gonna be a lot of negative vibes. Then I just don't want to deal with those clients. But technically, the clients I deal with, I like dealing with them. Now I look at number one priority, like in my business, like what deal is closing first, like, and then that will take the priority. And after that, what deal is in foreclosure? They need to get financing, fast. I look at that kind of stuff, like dates. When's the funding date? Let's work backwards. Now, if it's a bigger deal, and obviously it's going to take way longer to collect the documents, then I'll prioritize that. But it's just through experience now.
So you're looking more at the urgency of the deals rather than
for sure.
whether you like
because if a
client or
deal's
that
going to
client.
close in a month from now, like why would I not waste my time? But why would I spend my time on that one when I know something's going to be closing in at the end of this week, right? So I know.
How do you deal with a client that's maybe pressuring you or maybe unnecessarily pressuring you to get something done or something?
I'm straight up with them. Communication.
Yeah.
Just talk to them. Hey, look, you know what? You call me every single hour. Nothing's gonna happen. These are the process of the year, and we gotta follow that process and make sure that happens right in the beginning. That talk has to happen in the beginning, and then all these guys want is communication. As long as you communicate with them and tell them exactly what's going on, that's it. No, like, here's the thing. I've been on the other side as well, where the individual, the business owner, whoever it is, has updated me all the time versus somebody else that does not update me. And the last thing you want is somebody from you don't hear back from them for a week, And that's what a lot of these mortgage brokers are doing. They're not even contacting their clients or giving them information that they don't need or they don't really care about. So just keep them updated on the process and give them time and work with it. And the moment you know it's not going to happen, phone and let them know. Like, I'd rather have bad news now, right, than going and drinking wine and chilling out and like relaxing and saying, oh man, how am I going to deal with these guys? And then close to the time comes and then giving them bad news. Like, no, deal with that stuff from the beginning. Bad news first.
Next question from AJ. Did you ever take a deal you knew you shouldn't have? And how did it go?
Yeah, many times. It's just a waste of time. It's just, I know there's deals that I can't get done for whatever reason, but you get somewhat tricked into it, or or the commission is decent enough that you wanted to take it on, and or the challenge is there, you want to see how far you can push it and get it done, but it didn't work out. And then other times I've taken deals without my maxims, and that came back and bit me in the ass.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it again, probably. It's
Do you find you're doing it less?
Oh yeah,
more so now?
Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah.
Right? And the moment I feel it's not gonna work, then I just say, look, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do with you. I suggest you go and look for another lender or somebody else that can help you here, because it's not for me. I want to smile every day. I don't want to come in and be stressed out, and I got plenty of lawyers to deal with already, and I just don't need another deal going sideways and then having to go through that demand and foreclosure side again. I do not like that side.
Okay. From Chandra. Is risk management important for the success of your business? Why or why not?
Yeah, risk management is important, especially in financial world, because any business, the risk in any business is making sure there's enough money coming in to pay the bills, pay the taxes, and also having a little left over for not only yourself, but in order to grow that company. Now, if that's not there, you're going to affect it. And another thing for me, especially in the stock business, was I like risk. It gets a little calculated risk. It brings excitement to the table, right? When you're buying Facebook stocks and Apple stocks and General Electric and Bristol Myers and things like this. Those are all pretty solid companies. But now you want to get into like, okay, there's this semiconductor that might pop, right? Or Snapchat that might take off. Like, those are a little excitement, but those are like, 5% of your overall portfolio that you put into. And the same thing in business here, right? You want 95 or 90% of the stuff in the safe side, and then somewhat of a gamble of just because of excitement.
When does excitement turn into stress?
It doesn't turn into stress. If you just do the 5 to 10%, it should not stress you.
Right.
Of profit, not of revenue, of profit.
Yeah.
Right. Now 5% of revenue, that'll affect me, but 5% of profit, no. Right. And I don't want to get into the game of stressing out and not sleeping. I got enough stress in other areas, but I don't want it in this side.
This question is just it's from Glenn. What do you hate about webinars, if you hate anything about
Oh, it reminds me of school, man. I fall asleep. Can't stand it. It reminds me of you have an instructor there, and then you have whiteboard, whatever you call it. What do you call those things? Chalkboard.
Whiteboard. No, yeah.
It's the same thing. These guys go. I fall asleep. I turn it on like about 10 minutes later. I'm knocked out. Unless there's some good stuff going on. There's conversation going back and forth. Q&A I like. Or if it's they have the webinar on the right side. You have people chatting there like, this person's fucking boring. Like blah blah. I like that stuff, right? But it reminds me of school. I just can't stand it.
Okay. Next question is from Brandon.
Actually, hold on. If someone was to do a webinar, right, to hit a market like me, I would say just make a video. I'm not somebody talking about like animation video or something like that. I know those things can get costly, but I think it works a little more. Or somebody.
You want some visuals, kind of.
I want some visuals in there, but for me, if I want to learn something like that, I'm just gonna go right. Find somebody. Let's just say it's an investment webinar, I'm gonna say who's putting it on. And if they're local, reach out to them and grab coffee with them. If they're not local, but there's somebody else that I can reach out to that can explain this stuff, I'm gonna go and talk to them. It's just the way I learn. I don't learn from webinars. Hence why you won't see me there.
Yeah. Would you ever do a webinar yourself?
Nope.
Just because
Yeah, if
it doesn't suit you?
it doesn't suit me at all.
Yeah. Next question from Brandon. Actually, last question. What is one piece of advice for an aspiring entrepreneur aged 7 to 12?
7 to 12. Test everything. Find out what you like, and don't give up. Here's the thing in life: when you give up once, it just becomes default. It becomes normal. Then you keep giving up later on. So just don't give up. Keep going at it, and it's just gonna get better.
All right. It's good.
On that note, guys, exchange number 3 is out. But please continue to send in questions. We need questions. I don't care what it is. Obviously, our 3rd episode here. We've been chatting about a lot of things. So send it in to Sunil Prasad 360 on all the platforms. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, then comment below. LinkedIn, comment. Yeah, we're gonna be on LinkedIn too. And Facebook, comment there too. Until next time.